Hello everybody, I'm Gary Fogle along with Ryan Smith. As you can see on the field, we are just about to get underway, and we are underway this afternoon. Ryan, these are two teams that on paper. So Bellarmine wins the face-off, and both of these teams had struggled in the face-off early in this season. Shot is taken, and Bellarmine scores right off the bat. And
that's Ocho Cinco for the Knights, and that
just about a little more than 30 seconds into the game, and Eric Ruback has the Bellarmine Knights on the board.
And Gary, when Eric gets on the board, and as they work it around here, see what we're gonna.
Plenty of time on the shot clock, just went under 60 seconds. Now they start to move in, shot taken, Bellarmine scores, and their second goal of the game, and the Knights are up 2-0. Trout sticks it for his 13th goal of the season for the Knights. He leads the Knights in goals, and that is when Air Force has had the ball.
They sure have, and you see the goalie coming out here, really trying to create just a little extra pressure. The Knights, frankly, have been pretty comfortable on their offensive sets. Not a lot of contention when working the ball around. You're seeing her work here. Bam! With the lefty.
Shot taken, and the goal is scored.
Expect him to do just that here today. Ooh.
Oh, good ball movement by Air Force there, and they get the goal. As great passing as they whipped it around, and Brendan Krause scores 3-1 Bellarmine.
Yeah, we'll see the replay here, trying to account for a work. Just a good, has a stick up high, just gets the inside step. Unfortunate there. On the face. Ball gets in the box, we saw just there. It is released, and it's a free-for-all. Anyone can go any which way.
We talked last week, as you mentioned, rule change. Another shot taken, went down low and scored. And scoring for Air Force is Higginbotham, not able to get down low and save it. And very quickly, Air Force has turned the tide here a little bit, and now back.
This front porch, if you will, in the athletic department, it's impressive.
And if you're not familiar, Bellarmine has gone Division I in all sports. Shot taken, Bellarmine scores, and that's by James Whiteford. He caught it, whipped around, let it
fly. On one side, got it in the other side, used that momentum to turn his hips, kind of roll into the shot, and I don't know that the goalie was expecting that, but he put it top shelf. Well done.
15 seconds on the shot clock for the Knights.
And Gary, I don't know this to be fact. I'm just assuming here. Oh, what I was going to say is when you run that clock down and you get the possession and you don't force the early look, one, you're to create the ultimate look. And right there, the Knights passing up what could have been a couple of forced shots early in the possession to really get what they want, and just a strong shot.
He took that shot there. We mentioned his brother plays for Air Force. His brother Matthew is a senior. Benny O'Rourke is a sophomore for Bellarmine, so brother on brother. And now Bellarmine does take that 4-goal lead. Their biggest of the game is 6-2.
And whether that was by design or, and you talk about an ISO. ISO is short for isolation. He's isolated with him. It's a one-on-one. Feels him on the hip, and I tell you, you may not see it in the screen. Good screen to create a little opening by a teammate. Here we go. Pate going to take him down. Good slide, good rotation for the defense. And defensively their goalie,
6-3. And the Falcons looking to cut again into that lead, make it a 2-goal game if they can do so here. Shot taken and a goal scored. And once again, August Johnson from out front, he now has the hat trick with his 3rd goal of the game.
And I mentioned it before, I mean, you'll live with shots that far out. It's just the rotations there. And that able to kill the penalty. So good stuff by the Knights. And, you know, as far as Coach Marks is concerned, you know, I don't know what he feels of that in the moment here, but you know your guys are out there fighting and they're not giving up anything easy. And you were able to get away. Oh, you were almost able to get away with it. So that might tilt what you think of that penalty there, but it was killed. It was even sixes, and they're able to get a look, find the 5-hole.
Great ball movement there by Air Force, even once Bellarmine got it back to all even. And Ethan Grandolfo scores for the Falcons. I'm kind of curious if Mom and Dad, I would assume they made it today, but I'm not sure if they're here in the stadium. But
we heard a little something extra during the lineups. Oh!
That was a great shot. That was a great
That's one of the
catch.
Bean brothers. Attack him on the GB, kicks it over to his goalie quickly. Well done. You'd like to see the Knights execute the clear, unable to do so.
Yes, errant pass on the clear by Higginbotham. Couldn't find his receiver, so to speak, downfield. And Air Force gets it right back, sets up. And will Johnson shoot and score? He does. And Air Force, its first lead of the afternoon.
And I mean, look, you see where Robbins is coming from there. You can't put that entirely on him, but just you want that step and it just wasn't there.
Any question? So the momentum has certainly shifted in favor of the Falcons, and now they've been patient all day, and they take another shot. Oh, was it good? It was good. First, Quincy Peen puts it in the back of the net for Air Force.
And Quincy having a game, and again, just a slight miscommunication. Unfortunate there.
So Quincy Peen joins his brother Gavin in getting on the scoreboard for the Falcons today. The brothers have both scored, and that gives Air Force a 2-goal lead. As I said, up until they went up 7-6, they had not led today.
And this is
now they're up by 2.
And this is a borderline must-win face-off here. I mean, it really is, and it's not a win in the Knights' direction. Good win from the Falcons, but there's really one area to point to in the second half for the Falcons. I'd say it's been the resiliency on those 50-50 ground balls, especially on the face and the clear. It's just able to come up with those loose balls, and those retained possessions, they mean something.
Well, it was 50-50 on the face-offs in the first half, but Air Force has dominated on the face-offs here in the second half, and that's a big reason they've jumped out to this 8-6 lead.
Both teams trying to find some subtle adjustments on the face, different placement of players. You know, you've seen the guy try to clamp the ball, pull it back. Early on he was pushing it forward. JT was able to kind of tie things up, but again, credit the Falcons. This is a game where you look at the ground ball statistics. It's something you've got to win to get a shot at the dub, and the Falcons certainly taking care of that facet of the game today.
And they look like they pulled it out a little more as they take the shot there. It's deflected. They look like they pulled it out a little more because they want to run some clock now. The clock is their friend. 2.5 minutes remaining in the game, leading it by 2. Shot taken. It's wide of the goal. No reset on the shot clock, so they'll have 10 seconds remaining on this shot clock. We have a player down for Air Force.
Yeah, that was a very strong take. Before that take, credit August Johnson for the hustle to keep it in bounds. Gets it to his brother, and he goes full steam. Puts the body on the line going to the cage. Don't like seeing that. Fortunately, I think we're looking at a shoulder or a collarbone or something the way he went down.
So obviously a break in action as we look over the injured player. Bellarmine trailing at 8-6 after enjoying a 4-goal lead. And that's good news that he is up on his feet. And the injured player who was down for Air Force was Ethan Grandolfo, who is one of the players who has scored for Air Force this afternoon, walking off under his own power. So I think he's going to be okay. May have just gotten the wind knocked out of him.
I think more of the wind knocked at him. The way you go down like that, you worry collarbone on the inside. You worry about the shoulder, but certainly doesn't seem to be favoring that area. So seems to me that maybe just a little wind knocked at him, as you mentioned, and always a positive sign to see someone walk off the field on their own.
So we'll get back to play. They reset 3 seconds. I think they had it down to 2:20, I believe, but it's 2:23 remaining, 10 seconds on the shot clock.
So the ball's up top here with 5 seconds left. You're going to see him either just get a little shot downhill or looking to try to force it in. Yep.
Yeah, tried to force it into the middle, get a quick flick into the goal, not able to do so, but Air Force, their mentality is just play good, strong defense and make Bellarmine eat up clock. So Ruback with it, trying to get the clear, and throws an errant pass that Air Force picks off, so that hurts a great deal for the Bellarmine Knights.
And you don't see many of those coming from 85. Sorry to interrupt you there, Gary.
No problem. So now you're just going to see Air Force play keep away.
Yeah, that's a tough one, but John Robbins just bringing the hammer.
So we are coming up on 1.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
A 2-goal lead for Air Force. And an errant pass here by the Falcons. It'll go out of bounds, so Bellarmine gets a break here, but they'll have to score and score quickly as they're down 2.
And I believe Bellarmine is out of timeouts, so that hurts. 1:18, no question about it. They use the timeouts in the right fashion. You got to use them to try to stop momentum, but you obviously would like one in your pocket right now with under 2 to go. So you need to push it here. You're down 2. It's 1:13. I'd like to see the Knights already get going here. So they're going to get their personnel on.
They do. They get their substitutions in, and now they hit the go button because, again, they're going to have to go quickly, trailing by 2 goals at 8-6. Just under a minute to play remaining first half. Flag is down, so Bellarmine's going to get a man-up opportunity if they don't score here. Air Force comes up with the ground ball, but we have a penalty against Air Force, so Bellarmine will get the luxury of having a man-up opportunity, but the problem is they're down 2 with only 52 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and I don't know how much time you save if you just get rid of that ball right away on the flag, but it's something in the college game. So there's laundry on the field. You have possession on offense. The whistle doesn't blow until the opposing team gets possession and the ball goes out of bounds. And generally you want to play that to your advantage and get the free play. But right now with timing as an issue, you want to get to that man advantage as quickly as you can.
So Bellarmine working it around, looking for that high percentage shot. But again, the clock ticking. We're coming up on 35 seconds remaining. Good save in there by Host. He gets another save. He's been a brick wall here in the second half.
And credit Host. I mean, that right there was the dagger. And credit the goalie. That was a good look for the Knights, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. Hoist had different ideas, and no sue for you.
Well, shot clock is off, and so all Air Force has to do is run it out, and they will do so. And so who's your player of the game? I can't imagine who it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, you know, let's talk it through here and see what we got. Another shot off the clear. 10 seconds coming down. That JD's Chocolate Milk, post-performance, whatever your sport, check it out. It's the real deal. Comes in the glass bottle. We do a little JD's Chocolate Milk player of the game. Gary, who you got here? I mean, we go, it's Johnson. How many did he have for today?
Well, he had 4 goals, so I think you got to go with Johnson.
Okay, so we'll go with Johnson. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Pleasure calling the game with you, Gary.
All righty, there's the final score. Air Force winning it over Bellarmine by a score of 8-6. A great comeback for Air Force in the second half of play.